In the previous videos, we saw how to calculate moment of inertia of I section as well as moment of inertia of angle sections. In this video, we will see how to find out moment of inertia of T section and channel section. So let us take the example. The flange of a T section is 200 mm by 40 mm, that is, this is width, this is depth. The wave is 40 mm by 200 mm, this is width, this is depth. Calculate Ixx and Iyy. So let us draw the figure. This particular horizontal rectangle is known as flange, and so flange is 200 mm wide, 40 mm thick. The wave is also 200 mm wide, 40 mm thick. So the overall depth of the section is 240 mm. Mind well, it is 240. Now you can very easily see that T section is the combination of two rectangles, 1 and 2. Part 1 is 200 by 40, part 2 is also 200 by 40. Now, you can fold this particular T section about this vertical axis, means it is symmetrical about YY axis. So it is easy to calculate Iyy, that is Iyy for this plus Iyy for this. It is not necessary to calculate using parallel axis theorem. Now as far as Xx is concerned, these two rectangles are not symmetrical about horizontal axis. Therefore, this is Xx of first part and this is Xx of second part. So as it is not symmetrical about Xx axis, our first job is to calculate Y bar. Okay? So I will leave this work to calculate Y bar for you at home. For that purpose, I will explain you. A1 is 200 into 40. Y1, if you take moment at top, Y1 will be 40 by 2, that is 20. It is not necessary to calculate X bar. X bar is known to us, 200 by 2. Second part, what is A2? Again it is 200 into 40. And what is Y2? This distance is 200 by 2 plus 40, that is 140. Then use the formula. What formula you will use? It is not necessary to calculate X bar. X bar is already known to us. What is X bar? X bar is due to symmetry 200 by 2, that is 100 mm. You may say that this has an origin, this. So this distance is X bar, that is 200 by 2, and this distance is Y bar. Okay? So for Y bar, what formula you will use? Y bar is equal to A1Y1 plus A2Y2 divided by A1 plus A2. I have told you A1 is 200 into 40, A2 is 200 into 40, Y1 is 40 by 2, that is 20, and Y2 is 200 by 2 plus 40. If you substitute all the values, you will get the value of Y bar is equal to 80 mm from top So you please do these things. This is from O So we know the values of x bar and y bar. We are not interested as far as x bar is concerned because the section is symmetrical about vertical or y axis. Now after getting the value of x bar and y bar, let us put these things. We will show the values of y bar which are required for us. So what is this one? So what is this value of y bar? It is 80 mm from top. So I will write here 80. What is remaining thing? As it is 80 mm from top, what is total depth? 240. So 240 minus 80 will be 160. Do you understand this? So after marking these y bar values from both top and bottom, let us see how to calculate Ixx. Before that, we will calculate Iyy first because it is simple. Because both 1 and 2 are symmetrical about y axis. Therefore, Iyy is equal to Iyy for 1. What is Iyy for 1? db cube by 12. D is 40. B is 200. Cube by 12 plus Iyy2. What is Iyy2? Again db cube by 12. Here D is 200 and B is 40 cube divided by 12. It is simple because both the figures are symmetrical, and you will find that Iyy comes out to be, calculate it, 27.73 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. So this is first answer of Yy. It is easy because both the rectangles were symmetrical. So without using parallel axis theorem, we could calculate this. Now for Ixx, we will have to use parallel axis theorem because both are not symmetrical about x axis. Therefore, Ixx is equal to, as usual, Ixx is equal to, come on, Ixx of first rectangle plus Ixx of second rectangle. Now let us see what is Ixx1, that is this one. Ixx of rectangle, we know that it is BD cube by 12. So what is B for first rectangle? 200. What is D? 40. Cube of it divided by 12 plus area into h square. What is area? 200 into 40 that is 8,000 into h square. Let us see now what is h. See, this is x-x axis of the first and this is x-x axis of the complete section. So the distance between two is h1. So this is distance h1. So how can we calculate the value of h1? h1 will be equal to, what is this distance? 80 minus what is this distance? Half of 40. So what will be h1? 80 minus 40 by 2 bracket square, and this is the expression for Ixx1 plus Ixx2. What is self moment of inertia of second rectangle? BD cube by 12. What is B? B is 40. What is D? D is 200 cube divided by 12 plus area. What is area? It is again 200 into 40. So it will be definitely 8,000 into h square. Let us again see what is h. This is x-x axis of the second part. This is x-x axis of the total section. So this will be the value of h, that is h2. So what will be h2, tell me? What is this distance? What is this distance? This is 200 by 2, that is this is 100. What is this distance? 160. So what will be this distance? 160 minus this distance. So it will be 160 minus 200 by 2. Square of that. Do not forget, I am repeating again and again because this is the common mistake. The one may calculate this h2 like this. Look here. What is this distance? 200 by 2 means 100. What is this distance? 40. So what is this total distance? 140 minus 80 will be h2. 140 minus 80 is 60 and 160 minus 100 is also 60. So they are same. So this is Ixx is equal to Ixx1 plus Ixx2. You will find that the value of Ixx will come out to be 85.34. Please calculate carefully into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. Okay. So T section is also one of the most important structural section, but it is simpler than the previous one because one symmetry was there. So Iyy was simple without using parallel axis theorem. Iyy is calculated, and this is Ixx. Here there is no other way than to use parallel axis theorem. Therefore, this is how we have calculated the moment of inertia of T section. Let us solve the second problem. This second problem is on channel section. Let us take the problem. Calculate Ixx and Iyy of the channel section shown in the figure. Channel section means the section which looks like C. So this is known as top flange, this is bottom flange, and this is wave as usual. Okay. Now, the dimensions of the channel section are given. 200 by 400 by 20 means 200 is overall width, 400 is overall depth, and uniform thickness is 20 mm. Now, I will divide this figure into 3 rectangles. The first rectangle is 200 mm by 20 mm. Third is 200 by 20, so they are same. And the second rectangle is, this is 180, this is 180, so this is 360 by 20. Okay. Now you can observe very carefully that this particular figure is symmetrical about horizontal axis. It can be folded like this. So this is symmetrical about horizontal axis. Therefore, for horizontal axis, when calculating moment of inertia, we will not have to use parallel axis theorem. But this is not the case with YY, because it is not symmetrical about vertical axis. Therefore, our first job is to calculate the position of YY axis, that is x bar we have to calculate. This is origin. So how to calculate x bar? Now look here, I will just give you the tips, I will explain you the procedure, you have to calculate it at home. Okay. So what will be your x bar? What is formula for x bar? Can you tell me? X bar is equal to A1 x1 plus A2 x2 plus A3 x3 divided by A1 plus A2 plus A3. Now I will explain you what is A1, what is A2, what is A3, what is x1, what is x2, what is x3. Then you will substitute them at home and calculate the value of x bar. A1 is equal to 200 into 20, that is 4000. A3 is also 200 into 20, that is 4000 mm square. A2 is 360 into 20. Okay, because 200 minus 20, so this is 180, this is 180, so total 360 into 20. Now let us see what is x1. x1 is distance of centroid of this part from y-axis. Now this is 200, therefore it will be 200 by 2, that is 100. What will be x3? x3 will also be 200 by 2, that is 100. And what will be x2? x2 will be 20 by 2, that is 10. So I will repeat once again. A1 is equal to 200 into 20, x1 is equal to 200 by 2, A2 is equal to 360 into 20, x2 is equal to 20 by 2, that is 10, A3 is equal to 200 into 20, x3 is equal to 200 by 2 upon A1 plus A2 plus A3. So by substituting all these values, you will get the value of x bar as 57.37. I am giving you the answer, please try it at home. 57.37 mm from O. This is the answer. Okay. So look here. This is x bar. So what is this? 57.37 mm. What is the remaining distance? Remaining distance is this total distance 200 minus 57.37, which comes out to be 142.63. Okay. Now we will calculate IYY first, and I will tell you how to calculate IYY. See, look here. Iyy is equal to Iyy1 plus Iyy2 plus Iyy3. As 1 and 3 are same, I will say 2 times I11, Iyy1. Will it do? Because they are same. Plus Iyy2. So let us see what is Iyy1. Look here now. Iyy is db cube by 12. So this 2 is there. Why it is 2? Because 1 and 3 are same. db cube, what is d? 20. What is b? 200 cube. Divided by 12. Plus, what is this one? This is 2 times Iyy, I am writing. Plus area into h square. So 2 times. Look here, this is the common mistake. You multiply by 2 here only. Here also it is necessary to multiply it. 2 times area. So what is area? 200 into 20. That is 4,000, sorry. Into h square. Now what is h? Look here carefully. We are calculating Iyy. So if I say that this is centroidal x axis of first part and this is centroidal y axis of first part, then we have to shift it from this to this axis, means value of h will be this much. So what will be this h? Tell me. What is this distance? 142.63. Minus, this is 142.63 minus this distance. What is this distance? 200 by 2. Bracket square. This is Iyy1 and Iyy3. You can also calculate the value of h like this. Look here now. What is this distance? 200 by 2, that is 100. What is this distance? 57.37. So 100 minus 57.37 will be 42.63. Here also it is 142.63 minus 100 means 42.63. This is Iyy1 plus Iyy1 and Iyy3 are over. Now Iyy2. So for Iyy2, what is Iyy? db cube by 12. What is d? What is d for second part? This is 400 minus 20 minus 20, that is it is 360. What is b? 20 cube divided by 12 plus area into h square. What is area? 360 into 20. This is area, that is 7200 into h square. So look here, what is h? H is distance of centroid of this second part from the centroid of the complete section. So this is y axis, and we have to shift this I from this to this axis. So this will be the value of H2. So what will be the value of H2? Can you tell me? May I say that H2 will be this distance minus this distance. What is this distance? 57.36. What is this distance? 20 by 2. So what H can I write? 57.37 minus 20 by 2 bracket square. So this is I2. Mind well, you have to keep in mind this thing. Why it is multiplied by 2? Because 1 and 3 are same. So it is important to multiply by 2 in both the terms. And if you calculate this one, you will get the value of Iyy as 57.6 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. This is the answer of Iyy. Now you will find that I have not calculated Ixx because I want you to calculate this Ixx. How you have to calculate? Look here. Now it is definite that 1, 2 and 3 all the parts are symmetrical about X axis. So what I am doing, please look here. I am joining this. And now I will say that this figure is consisting of two rectangles. The outer rectangle is 200 mm by 400 mm and the inner rectangle is, what is this one? 180 mm by 360 mm. Okay? So I will hatch the inner rectangle, and like mi of symmetrical eye section, here also you can calculate Ixx as mi of outer rectangle minus mi of inner rectangle. So can you do this at home? Please try to do this at home. Again I will repeat. What are the dimensions of outer rectangle? 200 mm by 400 mm. And what are the dimensions of inner rectangle? What is this dimension? 200 minus 20, that is 180. Okay. And what is this depth? 400 minus 20 and 20, 40, that is 360. So Ixx is BD cube by 12. So Ixx is equal to Ixx for outer rectangle minus Ixx of inner rectangle. So it will be 200 into 400 cube by 12 minus 180 into 360 cube by 12. So try to do it at home and your answer of Ixx will come out to be, try to do it at home, 3.67 into 10 raised to 8. Answer I have given mm raised to 4. You have to do it at home. Okay. If you have got any difficulty, please write in the comment. So I will try to answer your comment. I will try to solve your difficulty. So in this particular video, we saw two problems. First problem was on T section and second problem was on channel section. I hope you will follow the same and you will do the practice at home. Thank you.